Hello, boys and girl. It's your boy Simon. We're here to talk about the QB kit, part 2, Electric Boogaloo. So in December of last year, I created that video about the QB keyboard kit, which was the $225 or $229 kit for like the 3 keyboards and the 500 switches. And I said, hey, listen, I don't really buy this. I will believe it when I see it, okay? I see it. So I was basically offered the review unit back in May, like early May if I'm not mistaken, and I received this package in July. Now the box is nice-ish. The quality of the printing is not amazing here, but then like super high quality on the edges. Who knows? Also, the shape of the box is really weird. This thing is massive. Here's an iPhone, like an iPhone mini for perspective, but it's a big box. Or here's a G Pro wireless. There, that's like a normal size that people know. So this took a while to come in. I was told I will send it tomorrow, sometime in May. So naturally, I got it in July. Come on, buddy. There we go. So the stuff all came in. I've already used one of the boxes of the switches because, honestly, the switches are pretty cool. There was some stuff in here to build the boards with. The packaging is not amazing. And I got the Alice with no wrist rest. And I got a 75% and a numpad that didn't match the color. Which, to be fair, they were very clear that, hey, we don't have everything in purple. And the wrist rest is still with Alex Sotos. Have fun with it, Alex. Kind of sus that they don't have multiple purple units, but it's fine. There's a random screw just sitting here. I would pull it out, but I don't even know how to pull it out without like breaking everything. So the Alice came in, and there's nothing holding this together. There's no screws in this. The weight's not installed. Just another random screw sitting here. So this was packed very poorly, and quality. Oh, I found another screw. So all these screws were just floating around the Alice case by the time I got it. So in late July, I checked it out. I checked out the actual boards, and to be fair, the boards look pretty good from a manufacturing and finishing perspective. The anodization is top notch. The only issue is like the inside edges. So like the parts you'd never touch with your hands are really, really sharp, which is, I guess, how they save some money. So at the end of July, I was like, hey, I think I'm missing some parts. Like, I'm going to need to build this. So naturally, I got the usual, we'll send it to you tomorrow. And on August 31st, I received the rest. Fun fact, this is not the wrist rest, even though it says wrist rest. So they sent me the screws and the gaskets required to actually build the keyboard. There we go. All the foam in the observable universe, Jesus. Some nice polycarbonate plates and some switches, which is nice because now we can put these switches in here and we have a complete kit again. All right, so they should have sent me, yeah, there we go. All the screws. So this is a lot better packaged than before. There are also some domes that we're not going to talk about and some EC housings we're not going to talk about. I think that's it. There's nothing else in here, right? Yeah, the rest of the box is empty. So at least now I have the build materials. My experience thus far has been, one, this. So things taking forever to arrive, not being correctly packaged with the correct stuff in them, which, okay, fair enough, I get it. Not not everybody is super good at logistics and quality control, et cetera, et cetera. So what does that mean? Well, that means I look at a project like this and I'm like, this legit has an opportunity to be an amazing value project. The only thing holding it back is a strong vendor, somebody that will do the quality control, somebody that will handle the logistics, somebody who can handle at least some of the customer-facing customer support. Because for those of you that don't know, the Chinese group buy has not gone well because they've been handling the group buy themselves. Now, here's the thing. I get it, okay? Not everybody can do all of the things. And to be fair, I get it. You're Chinese. You run the Chinese group buy yourself in China. It's fine. But internationally, we're going to need a little bit more. And please don't worry about it. There have not been any scams in the last 6 months. So what's the general takeaway from this? Well, they do have vendors now. They do have vendors. If I haven't said it and you haven't noticed it, because I haven't said it, the price has gone up to $260, which that's fine. That is absolutely fine. All right. The value perspective is absolutely still there. You're paying a little bit extra for, dude, where are the vendors? For the vendors. And there are some good vendors already attached to this. We see our Lord and Savior, Gion. And a lot of people here are not necessarily bad vendors, just not very strong vendors, which is where I have a little bit of a concern. Again, $260, which is a hell of a deal. Because if we consider like the total value proposition, you get 500 switches. And even if you value them at like 20 cents each, and to be fair, they're pretty good switches. Like I would value them at 20 cents each. And I'm like a Switch snob. I'm a Switch fancy man, okay? That's $100 of switches. So you basically get 2.5 boards for $160 on top of that. And one of those boards is a tented Alice with a big ass wrist rest that apparently I don't have. And to be fair, even if the price were to be bumped up a little bit more to get on stronger vendors, it's still a really good deal. Now, a larger vendor is going to want a larger margin, not because a larger vendor is more greedy, but a larger vendor is more experienced. And in a situation like this, where there is a degree of risk of, you know, the manufacturing side not being great, the quality control from the factory not being great. I'm not saying that that's what happened to me. I'm saying that it can happen. These vendors will be taking on additional risk. So I'm just going to throw out like fake numbers here. So let's say traditionally a vendor takes like $30 for a keyboard kit. All right. To handle this, I would still be comfortable if a vendor took $50. And if you know me and you've watched my streams or you watch my YouTube videos, you know I'm all about value. Value is very, very important. Okay, I want to have a good thing at a good price, but I also understand the dynamics of how business works. I personally would rather pay $20 more and get this keyboard kit from somebody like Oblo or somebody like NLandkeys or NovelKeys, where I know at least if I have an issue, I can interface directly with the vendor and the vendor will be able to resolve said issue. So me being me, I started talking to NLandkeys, the guys that make the QB kit, as I normally do. Like I like to talk behind the scenes, talk about how's the project, how's the cost of the individual things, where can we, you know, drop prices a little bit, how can we make this a little bit more of a better deal. In this situation, it was kind of the opposite. It was, can we make this cost more money and like go through like stronger vendors? And again, I'm very sorry if you are one of the vendors or if you like one of the vendors that was listed there that I don't consider a strong vendor. It's nothing against you. I don't want you to be in the boat where your risk tolerance is in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. So after all these discussions with NLandkeys, I basically offered to help them. And I found out that basically nobody else has helped them. They're good at the manufacturing side. They've made a product at a stupidly low price that is good. It's decent. Like, if I didn't see the value in it, I wouldn't be involved. So I offered to help them. No one has offered to help them except for like Gian. I'm sure that Gian, just by existing, has already helped them because he is a strong vendor. It adds to the credibility. So I've agreed to help them speak to larger, more solid vendors, basically handle the negotiation, because again, in the end, I want customers to be able to get something good. Helping them with product positioning. So for example, does it make sense to sell the full kit? Can we sell the 75 and the numpad? Would people be interested in the 75 plus the numpad? And you get some switches as well. Or would people like the tinted Alice and some switches and make that a solid deal as well? Stuff like that. I have some questions for you. You've seen the kit, you've seen the IC. I'll link the IC in the description. It's super long, but the general premise is you get 2.5 boards and 500 switches for $260. It's a pretty killer deal, all right? The question is, what sort of kit do you want to see? Do you want to see like a kit with more switches, with fewer switches, a kit that allows you to choose your switches? Are you interested in buying the numpad only? If you are, I'm sorry in advance that I can tell you right now it's not going to be possible, because we can't make the numpad cheap enough and also have high enough of a margin for it to be worthwhile to ship out, unfortunately. So it'd be something along the lines of getting a 75 in a numpad, or getting a Alice in a numpad, and you get switches, stuff like that. Let me know what sort of thing makes sense to you, because I'm genuinely interested. Like, the guys at NLandkeys have no idea. They're just like, oh, we should do this. I'm like, have you talked to people? Have you asked people? Maybe people know what they want. So let me know. Second thing is push for your local, big, strong vendors. Tell them, hey, would you do the QB kit? Consider doing the QB kit. It's pretty good value. I'm pretty sure it'll sell lots of units. I'm pretty sure you can make a decent amount of money, you know, vendoring it. Why not? All right. So that's basically it. There will be a third and final video on the QB kit, which will be a full-on review. The reason why I haven't done the full-on review is I literally just got the parts to be able to build it. So after I've built all 3 kits, I guess numpad counts, I'll do an actual review, but I'll tell you right now, it's good. I wouldn't be involved in this if it wasn't good. For those of you that want to know or have the questions, you probably shouldn't have to ask if you know me, but my involvement is purely non-monetary. I am simply helping out of the goodness of my heart. I help plenty of vendors. I help plenty of group buy runners with product development, marketing, logistics, ideas. Behind the scenes, I get nothing in return. I just want people to have a nice thing. And I think that the QB kit is a really nice thing if a strong set of vendors take the reins and at the very least can make sure that, you know, people aren't missing parts when they order their freaking kits. All right. Besides that, TLDR, you'll see a proper review. The review is good for the price. Otherwise, again, I wouldn't even care. I wouldn't be making this video. The boards are surprisingly nice. I'll build them soon, on stream actually. So twitch.tv/BlackSimon. In the coming weeks, I'll be building the kits. Again, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you think I am an idiot? Do you think that this is 100% an exit scam and, you know, I'm attaching my name to it, except I'm not actually, but I'm attaching my name to it and they're going to scam everybody and then Simon is going to get canceled? Oh God, that'd be so nice. Cancel me. Cancel me. Cancel my existence. Goodbye. Thanks for dropping in.